Remember that spot and that shot. It's now an 8-point lead. Luka probing the defense, little floater. He hits that. Little chit chat. 11 points, 3 assists in the third. And all of a sudden, a 7-point game. Last dozen minutes. It feels like it's going to be a great one. It was. Kyrie, huge three. The lead is 4. 2-point game off the turnover.
Good hustle.
Probably hits the deck.
Good hustle by Lively.
Kyrie. Nas dropped his hands for just a second, and Dallas has the lead.
That set up Kyrie well for a 3-point shot.
For the first time since the early going. Tie game.
Crazy layup by Daniel
Gafford grabs it and somehow gets the layup to go. Then Nas is going crazy from 3 down the lane with
96-96.
Big finish. We're tied. 1-point lead for the home team. There goes Ant on the drive, off glass. Wolves push the lead to 3. Next Mavericks possession. Now we kind of lost it in midair, but still, you'll see a better look at it here. As he just loses the ball, but he's able to give it up in the air. The lob game for the
Lost the
Mavericks
ball and
is
still got it up
spectacular.
to Lively.
Lively gets the slam. Kyrie missed a couple of free throws, then hits that 3 to cut the deficit to 2. In the late going, after a miss on the other end, and gets caught in midair, looking for Nas, throws it out of bounds. So now Dallas down 2.
I know Edwards wanted that back.
Sizing up Gobert. Everybody in the building's got to know what's coming. It's a step back.
Bang.
Bounce. And Luka is roaring in the pace of Gobert.
Crazy.
If you saw it, it was pretty spicy.
Crazy.
Right.
3 seconds left.
You can't bleep and guard me.
Crazy.
Home team's got a chance. And with the ball on the drive to kick to Nas, who had 7 threes. No. And
At that point, you're supposed to go ISO, one-on-one. You got the perfect matchup.
Luka with the 3 to give Dak.
You're supposed to go ISO and have the perfect matchup right there.
I have a great team behind me. They support me every time, and we just can't. I mean, we just roll together, man.
Down by 18 at its worst tonight. What impresses you most about what you guys were able to do, especially in that second half?
It's our DNA. We stayed together, positive. Nobody had head down. Everybody was positive. So that's our DNA. Just stay together and keep going. It's a long game.
As a whole, though, does it ever
32, 10, and
surprise you what the
13?
team is capable of doing when, you know, the game
Edwards
is
had
on the line
21,
to go
5,
up
and 7.
2-0 in a series like
Nice
this,
stat
and win
sheet
both
for
games on
both
the
guys,
road?
but
It's insane, especially here. Self to play
within
here.
12 seconds left, when you turn
Tough
over the
team to
ball,
beat. You really have to play amazing.
you're going to want that
With
back.
So
You're going to want that back so
it's amazing
badly.
that we won 2 games here, but we ain't done nothing. We just gotta go home and think of the next game.
Unbelievable. And now you do get to go home, sleep in your own bed, get to play 2 games on your home floor. What's the mindset as you head back to Dallas for games 3 and 4?
Play with the same mentality. No matter if we're down, play with the same mentality. Play hard and try to win the game.
Luka, thank you so much. We'll see you in Dallas.
Thank you.
Exactly Denver in the last series, right? Down 0-2 and having to hit the road. You see the long.
So within the Mavericks' last 25 seasons, the largest playoff comebacks, in the 2020 first round, it was 21. Their opponent was the Clippers. 2003 conference finals, they were down 19 to the San Antonio Spurs. That same year, Spurs won the NBA Finals and was the 2003 NBA champions. In the 2024 conference finals, down 18 points. Conference finals against the Suns, down 18 points. That was the 06 conference finals. And then the conference finals again was against the Spurs, 03. So, I mean, it's different comeback, postseason runs for, the Mavs. That's pretty good. That was a good game for Luka and, Kyrie. I'll give you my thoughts right after this.
Largest comebacks. Luka's three-pointer capped that 18-point comeback, which ties for the third largest in the last quarter century in the playoffs. Also ties for the third largest by any team in the playoffs this year. Dallas up 2-0 back home Sunday for Game 3. Chris Finch asked about the end game.
Chris, just what did you see there in the last couple of minutes down the stretch? That
I mean, 2 turnovers again. Ball got static. That's on me in the sense that I should have called the timeout to get Mike back in the game in that second to last possession for us or whatever. So I'll take that one. That's on me. But yeah, just kind of ball got static. Just turn it over. Same story as the other night. 2 turnovers in the guts of the game. Not going to get it done.
what was your thought process in not calling a timeout there?
Yeah, I mean, I just said I should have called it. So, but we, thought the ball was in Ant's hands. The differential in the clock wasn't huge, but I initially wanted to call it, but I didn't. So.
And then with Luka with the ball in his hands late there, do you think about doubling at that time and get it out, or how do you see that unfold?
No, the idea was to switch up, press him inside the 3.
Green joins us now to discuss. You've lived both sides of this, right? The joy of the comeback and the despair of the loss. You got the rings to prove that on the good side. When Minnesota looks back at how that 18-point lead evaporated in the end game, you just heard Coach Finch talking about some of the things he wished he'd have done different. Where did they...
Okay, so 49% from the Mavs with field goal shooting, 12 for 31 at the 3, 15 out of 22 with free throws, 44 rebounds. They really did well in that department, over the Wolves. Wolves only had 40, 26 for 32, 12 for 31, the same outcome with three-pointers. They only shot 41% from the field. But if you look at the box score, right? If you look at the box score, there's 26-32, 28-22, 31-26, 30-22, and an 18-point deficit comeback from the Mavs. They did good. They played excellent down the stretch, and that's all you can ask for a good basketball team, is that when you have a roster like Luka, with Kyrie and the rest of those guys, they're gonna come out and compete. They're gonna come out and compete and play their best basketball that they can play in order for them to win. And for them to be up 2-0, I don't think they want to, let up just yet and take their foot off the pedal. I think they want to keep going. I think they want to go pedal to the metal and just keep, pushing. And when you keep pushing, you get the job done and you see yourself at the finish line. So you got to give credit where it's due to the Mavs and them having the 2-0 lead, but you got to finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and you got to finish strong. The only thing on my mind is how the T-Wolves are going to respond. I hope they can respond pretty well and, match the same kind of energy that the Mavs have been putting out the past 2 games. And when you put out that kind of energy, good energy in the past 2 games, you just flourish and you hit yourself on autopilot and you go from there. You don't have no worries. Your defense has no worries. Your offense has no worries. You don't have to think of any adjustments, because once the T-Wolves go on a 7-0 run or an 8-0 run, you got to call timeout quickly and figure out where you want to go from there. The only problem that I think the Mavs had is with Kyrie missing free throws. That was the only problem. He went 1 out of 4 in free throws, if I'm not mistaken. The thing out of that is that you got to make the important free throws. You got to make them. You got to make those important free throws. You got to challenge yourself to make free throws, or else you're going to feel like Nick Anderson, missing all free throws in big-time moments and key moments where you want to, have your team advance to the championship. And right now, the Western Conference Finals, it's a big moment, and it's key. It's a key moment for 2 teams, and it's a key moment for the winning team, that they want to finish it and get to the NBA Finals. That's the bigger key moment, but when you're in key moments in the Western Conference Finals, you're supposed to make free throws point blank period, and you don't want to, miss important free throws in the fourth quarter, even if it's early or late. You don't want to miss free throws. And I know Kyrie, kicks himself about that, but kudos to Coach Kidd for letting his guys know, hey, don't worry, don't panic, we still got this, and just finish it out. Finish it out and see what kind of mistakes that the T-Wolves had, because there's times where the T-Wolves had the upper hand and had the advantage, but they slowed themselves down and had turnovers, and the miscommunication on their side offensively is just, not all the way there in this kind of series. And I mean, it's been a long time since, the Minnesota Timberwolves came to the Western Conference Finals. The last time they were in the Western Conference Finals was in 2004. That's when KG was in his prime and playing with, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that roster was a lot different than this roster. But besides the point, I think the T-Wolves need to go back to the drawing board and, watch the highlight film, see what they missed out on, fix their X's and O's, and figure out how they can get back into this series, because they don't want to be down 0-3. They don't. They don't want to be down 0-3. They don't want to go through elimination and have their backs against the wall and be scared of this moment. So don't be scared of this moment. Face the moment and just be ready, because, Luka and Kyrie and that team are coming. They're not backing down. They're not running away from a challenge. And I just think come game 3, when you go to Dallas on Sunday, you better bring your A game. And if you don't bring your A game, you're going home. It's win or go home. It's not like the NFL playoffs where you play one game and you got to fly home. No, this is a 7-game series. This is not a play-in. This is not a regular season game. This is a 7-game series where the atmosphere gets different, where the games are tight, where, the players' mentality is a lot different than the regular season mentality. It's just go out there, give it your all, sacrifice, and put in the best effort you can to win, these huge games. So come game 3, you better treat it like it's a game 7. Treat it like a game 7 and play like there's no tomorrow. Play like there's no tomorrow, and don't let anything make you feel scared of this kind of, atmosphere, because all the guys are young. They're young, besides, Mike Conley, besides Rudy Gobert. I almost called him Randy Orton, but Rudy Gobert, all those other guys, even Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns been in the league for 9 years and been in Minnesota for 9 years. So I think he should be in the locker room telling his guys the same thing I'm telling you guys on YouTube is, look, man, treat game 3 like it's a game 7. And if you don't treat it like it's a game 7, you're going home. You just got to treat it like it's a game 7. Every game has to be game 7. Game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4. Hell, even the 5th game, if necessary. Treat it like it's a game 7. Stay poised, stay ready, and just, bring your A game. Don't have your heads down, have your heads up, chest out, be ready for it. But in the meantime, between time, it's yours truly, Chicken Nugget King 586, here in the mix with a brand new video. And make sure you like, share, subscribe, and give me your thoughts on the Mavs and Timberwolves game, game 2, with Dallas being up 2-0, and what's your thoughts on how Sunday's game will be for game 3. Salute.